Welcome to Project Cargo Weekly. This is yet another great interview in store, hopefully for you today, with Mr. Peter Andersson, the CEO of Ahlmark Lines in Sweden. First of all, Peter, welcome to this interview.
Thank you very much.
Peter, tell our viewers a little bit about your background in shipping and how did you end up as a CEO in Ahlmark Lines here in Sweden?
Well, it's a long story actually. I started in '82 in Norrköping in the company Jönsson Novabolagen. We were acting as ship brokers, freight forwarders, and also ship owners. I started in the agency department, and after a short period abroad in Germany and in the UK, I came back to Sweden and started to work more seriously in the company. 2012, I was one of the partners in the company. We decided to sell the company to Ahlmark Lines in Karlstad, who had a similar business model as we had in Norrköping, but were mainly focused on ship owning and liner service, and had really no experience of shipbroking and freight forwarding. After a while, I was vice president in Ahlmark Lines. When the purchase went through, I was appointed CEO 3 or 4 years ago in Ahlmark Lines. And my mission now is trying to develop the liner traffic we run from Sweden to the UK.
Okay.
Basically, we are mainly focused on sawn timber from the Swedish sawmills to the UK market.
Okay.
And there we are today, almost 40 years later.
Fantastic. Is there any particular reason, I mean, given the history that Ahlmark Lines is so strong on the UK trade, there must be somebody who went to the UK many years ago, I suspect, right?
Well, my story within the group is not long enough to have a good answer to that now, but the company itself, Ahlmark Lines, is founded back in 1847.
Wow.
I believe, and this has been the core business from the beginning.
Okay.
It has been a base commodity from Sweden to the UK with sawn timber since many years. And so it's really nothing new now. And it was coal back to Sweden and sawn timber out to the UK.
Okay, fantastic, a regional trade. And I mean, if we look at you go to with the ships you have, you call a lot of smaller Swedish ports, and also you are Ahlmark Lines based in Karlstad, which is let's say lake port, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the ports that you call in both Sweden and the UK regularly?
Well, regularly we call the Swedish ports are Skelleftehamn up in the north.
Okay.
Iggesund also up in the north. Norrköping, Kalmar, Karlshamn, and Kristinehamn on the Lake Vänern. Okay. And the where we discharge in UK is mainly Hull, where we have our own terminal and set up since many years. Montrose, King's Lynn, and Shoreham and Sheerness. So we basically we do most of the ports out there now.
Okay.
Today we roughly around 22-23% of the total exported volume to UK goes in our system.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Would it be fair to say that although timber is of course your main certainly your main commodity carried, do you from time to time take other kinds of cargo on your ships either to or from the UK?
Yes, we do. As said, timber is still the main commodity, but we also do some wood pulp, some bulk products as well. But mainly, I would say 90% of what we do is sawn timber, actually.
Right. Are the ships you're fully owned, or are they chartered in? Or?
We have a few ships where we are part owners in, but basically we work on the time charter market.
Time charter.
And normally we have about 10 to 12 ships in the system at all times.
Okay. And of course, how do you view the the shipping market at the moment? Do you also see that the ship owners are having happy days?
Yes, they are having happy days nowadays. So it's extremely strong market, of course, for the ship owners. Now we are more in the liner trade, and most of our business is a contract business, so we can't really take advantage of the ups and downs in the market now. So we have a fairly steady income, so to say, now.
Okay.
But of course, the ships are expensive, and the ship owners are having happy days, as you said, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. So if I let's say I am besides being editor of this newsletter, also chairman of a couple of networks of freight forwarders. Let's say one of my members in the UK have let's say an excavator. He wants to ship from the UK to Sweden.
Yes.
Would it be possible to ship on your vessels?
Yes.
It
Yes.
would be.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And where are you in charge? Let's say it's non-timber cargo. Let's say call it project or machinery cargo. Would that then be you who would be in charge of quoting, or whom to touch base with?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Because very often many of these, let's say, smaller ports that you call, they are, let's say, below the radar screen. You know, people don't know them. People don't think about they could actually ship out from one of the smaller ports to central in Sweden and avoid trucking from Gothenburg to Karlstad and so on, right?
Now, we're of course very interested in that, and Hull is what I consider not a small port. It's a very big port where we have our own terminal, and we can handle any kind of commodity actually.
Okay, that's really, I think it's very good to get this out to the world, that you are capable to handle that kind of cargo as well. I visited Karlstad the week before and saw a couple of Yankee cylinders, 133-ton pieces being shipped out. I believe you also have experience doing such kind of cargoes out of Sweden, right?
We do that quite regularly, but at the moment, as we had touched a few minutes ago, we are quite full booked at the moment. So
understand.
That's also an issue. So,
yeah, of course.
The cylinders out from Karlstad, they have also a very tight schedule now. So
right. So of course you can say it's positive problems you have at the moment.
Yes, at the moment, yes.
That it's not lack of cargo actually.
No, but we like also to please all our customers.
Of course, we try to do that. Has the COVID situation impacted your business, or is it just trotting along, as you mentioned?
It has affected us, of course. Particularly at the beginning of last year, of course. There was sudden lockdown in the UK, and it did hit us quite badly for a few months. But then all of a sudden, after the summer holidays, September, October, everything turned up again, and I would say it's booming at the moment. So let's see how long it will last. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's. But after sun comes rain, as they say. Yes. So, but Ahlmark lines, as such, and given the timber trade, you also can take heavy lift. Have you ever taken? Do you also sometimes take containers on your ships?
No, we don't do that. No, because others are better on that than we are. So we have chosen not to. Try to squeeze in on that market. There are others doing that better than us.
Right. So your hub, let's say your main ports of call, you mentioned quite a few of them, but if you should say, let's say, do you have any, say, hub ports? I mean, Hull in the UK for sure. In Sweden, where are your, let's say, where are you all the time in Sweden? That's all of the ones you mentioned?
We are in all those ports I earlier mentioned to you all the time, more or less.
Okay.
But the main hub in UK is Hull.
Yeah.
Where we have our own setup there, with our own staff and so on.
Okay. Very, very
and
interesting.
We try to push as much as we can through Hull, and after that deliver it to various destinations in the UK. So.
Yeah. Can you give our viewers an idea of the type of ships that you are using for this trade?
It's ordinary conventional smaller ships between 3,000 and 5,000 tons.
Okay.
And that has also to do with, except for Hull, the UK ports are quite restricted when it comes to the draft and so on. So it's a good size. We load about between 5,000 and 6,000 cubes on each ship.
Okay, pretty good. And another question, just for many of our viewers, they all know that we have forests here in Scandinavia. The sawn timber, what's it used for? Of course, we know what timber is used for, to make furniture and repair the house, but due to the boom that you have, where's all this timber going in the UK?
And mainly for construction.
Okay. Okay. So they wouldn't have that much forest in the UK for that many people.
Well, they have a lot of forest in the UK as well, but it's kind of a different quality.
I see. So the Swedish, let's say, sawn timber is a strength or just good for building?
I believe it's a strength, but it's a better quality, and it's different kind of woods in the UK.
Okay.
Also, the homegrown in the UK is doing very fine at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, of course, now we can't travel, so we better repair that house or fix the summer house. As most of us are doing, right?
Yes, thank God for that.
Right. No, but this very interesting, and as I mentioned before, it's not often that we have a chance to interview, let's say, smaller coaster owners that have regional traffic, but yet sometimes it's overlooked that it can indeed be used also for project cargo, and so that means, for example, export out of, let's say I have a heavy lift the other way, out from Sweden to UK. You could also do that, so it's not only one way.
No, we can do that as well. We do any kind of commodity,
right?
Fact, but basically nowadays we are quite fully booked, and it has to fit into our program, of course.
Sure.
Definitely. But we also have a setup with our own ship brokers now.
Okay.
Who work as competitive on the who are competitive on the market, so we can take care of everything actually. We have our own freight forwarders here, basically in Norrköping. Dealing with the containers and various kinds of goods.
So in other words, if a customer comes to you, let's say I'm sitting in Singapore and I have a project out of Sweden, I don't know who to ask. Maybe some of it is going to a project I got in the UK. You could carry some with your own ships, and some your own in-house brokerage department could find a solution for, right?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay,
that's not an issue.
Okay, very, very good. No, I think it'll be very interesting for our viewers to know more about Ahlmark lines, and I think you replied most of the questions that I have, or if not all of the questions. No, I think if I think of more questions, then I'll get back to you. So all clear from this front. Mm-hmm. But Peter, I want to say formally thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
And to all our listeners, viewers, readers around the world, this was yet another great interview by Project Cargo Weekly with Mr. Peter Andersson, the CEO of Ahlmark Lines, the most well-renowned, let's say, coaster and feeder carrier in Sweden with a very long history. Stay tuned for more interviews in the near future. Thank you.